Welcome to EtherLink AI Insights. I'm Alex, and I'm thrilled to be here with Sam today to dive into one of the most exciting developments happening in enterprise automation right now. We're talking about AI agent development for enterprise automation in Dubai and the broader UAE region.
Thanks, Alex. This is a topic that doesn't get nearly enough attention outside the Gulf region, but the momentum there is genuinely remarkable. Dubai in particular has positioned itself as the epicenter for AI adoption in the Middle East, and the numbers back that up.
Absolutely. So Sam, before we go deeper, paint the picture for our listeners. How significant is the AI opportunity we're talking about here in Dubai and the UAE?
Well, consider this. The UAE ranks in the top 10 globally for AI adoption readiness. More specifically, enterprise automation is driving 73% of AI investment across the entire region. That's not a niche investment. That's the core of where money and resources are flowing right now. And about 62% of large enterprises in Dubai alone are actively exploring or implementing AI solutions as of 2024. This isn't theoretical anymore, it's happening at scale.
That's massive. So what's actually driving this shift? Why are enterprises in Dubai suddenly so focused on AI agents specifically? Is it just keeping up with global trends, or are there localized pain points?
Great question, because it's definitely not just hype. Dubai enterprises face very specific operational challenges that AI agents are uniquely positioned to solve. First, you've got the 24/7 customer service demand. Dubai's a global trading hub with customers and partners scattered across multiple time zones and speaking different languages. You can't hire enough human agents to cover that. Second, the regulatory complexity is intense. They're juggling UAE central bank rules, DFSA regulations, Emirates-specific data governance frameworks. Compliance overhead is real. And third, with workforces spanning 200-plus nationalities, you need automation that actually understands Arabic, English, and specialized business terminology in both languages.
That's the real-world context. So let's talk about what actually makes these AI agents different from what enterprises might have tried before. Are we just talking about smarter chatbots here?
No, and that's a crucial distinction. Traditional chatbots follow rigid decision trees. You ask a question, they match it to a template and return an answer. AI agents are fundamentally different animals. They operate autonomously within defined boundaries. They make decisions based on real-time data, learn from interactions, and manage multi-step workflows without constantly checking in with a human operator. They're not just responding to queries, they're actively managing the entire workflow. That's the transformation we're seeing.
So if I'm an enterprise in Dubai, say a fintech company or a logistics operation, what does that actually look like in practice? Can you give me a concrete example?
Sure. Imagine a logistics company managing shipments across the Gulf region. An AI agent doesn't just track where a shipment is. It continuously predicts potential delays, optimizes routing in real time based on traffic, weather, and customs clearance patterns, and proactively notifies customers and internal teams if something's going wrong. It's doing all of that simultaneously, learning from each shipment to improve future predictions. That's not a chatbot. That's autonomous decision-making at scale.
That's powerful. And I imagine that automation is especially valuable in an environment like Dubai, where you're dealing with international trade, multiple regulatory frameworks, and that constant time zone challenge you mentioned.
Exactly. Add in the fact that the UAE's Vision 2030 strategy explicitly positions AI as a cornerstone of economic diversification, and you've got government-level backing for this shift. The National AI Strategy 2031 is actively allocating resources to build local AI capabilities. That creates a really stable, incentive-rich environment for enterprises to invest.
So there's policy support, there's clear business pain points, there's global precedent for this technology working, but implementation must still come with challenges, right? What are enterprises actually grappling with when they try to deploy these systems?
The biggest one is data quality and knowledge management. These AI agents rely on retrieval-augmented generation, RAG systems, to pull accurate contextual information. If your underlying knowledge base is outdated, inconsistent, or fragmented across systems, the agent's decisions are only as good as that data. In Dubai, many enterprises have legacy systems that were never designed to talk to each other, so the integration challenge is real.
Interesting. So it's not just about the AI technology itself, it's about the foundational data architecture.
Right. And compliance is another major one, especially for fintech and regulated sectors. You need AI agents that are transparent in how they make decisions, that audit trails are clear, and that they're fully compliant with EU AI Act standards and local UAE regulations. This isn't something you can bolt on after the fact. It has to be baked into the architecture from day one. That's where AI lead architecture frameworks come in. They ensure your entire automation stack is built on solid technical and strategic foundations from the beginning.
So compliance isn't an afterthought. It's foundational. That actually makes sense for Dubai enterprises given how regulated that environment is. What does it mean practically when you say EU AI Act compliant? Why would that matter in the UAE?
Because Dubai and the UAE do significant business with European partners and have strong governance values themselves, the EU AI Act sets a high bar for transparency, explainability, and accountability in AI systems. Meeting those standards positions UAE enterprises as trustworthy partners on the global stage, even if they're not legally required to comply with EU rules. It's a competitive advantage.
That makes sense. It's about building systems that are defensible and trustworthy. So let's zoom out a bit. What's the realistic timeline for an enterprise in Dubai to go from "we're thinking about AI agents" to "we have them running in production"?
That depends heavily on complexity, but realistically you're looking at 3 to 6 months for a well-scoped first deployment. You need time for discovery to understand your specific workflows, data consolidation to get your knowledge bases in order, building the RAG system that feeds the agent, training and testing, and then phased rollout. If you try to rush it or skip the foundational work, you end up with an agent that looks good in demos but fails in production.
That's a helpful reality check. So we're talking about a serious, well-thought-out implementation, not a quick technology play. For listeners who are thinking about this for their own organizations, what should they be prioritizing right now?
Start with clarity on your highest impact use cases. Don't try to automate everything at once. Identify the workflows that cost you the most time, money, or customer satisfaction when they go wrong. Second, audit your data. Understand where information lives, how current it is, how reliable it is. Third, start thinking about your architecture and governance model now, before you choose a vendor or platform. And finally, make sure your team understands that this is a partnership between human expertise and AI. You're not replacing people, you're amplifying their capability.
Those are really practical, actionable steps. Sam, if an enterprise is looking at vendors or development partners for this kind of work, what should they be asking or looking for?
Look for partners with specific experience in the UAE regulatory environment and your industry sector. Ask about their approach to data security and compliance. How do they build transparency into agents? What kind of audit trails do they maintain? And importantly, can they articulate the difference between a chatbot and an actual autonomous agent? If they can't clearly explain that, that's a red flag.
Great advice. Let's land on this with a broader perspective. Where do you see enterprise automation heading in Dubai and the UAE over the next 2 to 3 years?
I think we're going to see a shift from early pilots to mainstream deployment. The competitive advantage right now is still with early adopters, but as more enterprises see success, the laggards are going to feel real pressure. You'll see AI agents moving beyond customer service and logistics into financial analysis, regulatory compliance, supply chain management, basically everywhere there's complex decision-making at scale. And I suspect we'll see more consolidation around which platforms and development approaches win in the region.
So if you're listening and you're in Dubai or anywhere in the UAE, the takeaway is clear. This isn't a future technology. It's a current competitive necessity. The market is moving fast, the regulatory environment is supportive, and the business case is real.
Exactly. And the organizations that get their foundational data and governance architecture right from the start are going to be the ones that extract real value from AI agents. It's not flashy, but it's critical.
Sam, thanks for diving deep on this. For our listeners who want to explore this in more detail, the full article is available on etherlink.ai. You'll find a comprehensive guide on AI agent development for enterprise automation in Dubai, along with practical frameworks and real-world context. Check it out, and thanks for joining us on EtherLink AI Insights.